Well, guys, you're going to love this. Another huge win for gun owners in federal circuit court. The Ninth Circuit has just obliterated California's ammo registration, ammo background check law in the case of Rhodee v. Bonta. We're breaking that case down for you guys right now because this case has national ramifications, as you're about to find out. So before I do, I just got to say at the very beginning, for my entire life, the way it seems, the Ninth Circuit was always the land of fruits and nuts. Like every judge on that circuit was a raging commie out to destroy the Second Amendment. But everything changed when President Trump was elected the first time. This circuit court has 29 judges total. And President Trump was able to replace 10 retiring outgoing commies with his own picks. And as you're about to find out, these 10 new judges have totally changed the complexion of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. So this case is all about Kim Rhodee. If you don't know, she's a retired Olympic shooter. She has 6 freaking gold medals to her name, and she sued California over their recently enacted ammo background check law. Now, this law was actually first passed by ballot referendum in California, but it wasn't actually implemented until somewhat recently. Now, last year, Rhodee wins her case in district court. The judge in that case was so appalled with this law, he struck the entire law down statewide. Gavin Newsom, of course, was furious about this. He loses his mind, and he has the AG in California, Rob Bonta, file an emergency appeal with the Ninth Circuit, asking them to reinstate the law, at least pending the appeal that he was going to make, where he appealed California's defeat in district court. Again, if you're not familiar with this, it goes district court, circuit court, Supreme Court. So they lost down here. They're going to appeal up to here, and he wanted to have the law reinstated in the meantime. And sadly, in that case, the court agreed, and the law has been in effect all this time. But those days are over because the court in this case, on the actual merits of the case, found 2 big things. And frankly, they're going to seem very simple to you because they are. But for the court, the Ninth Circuit in particular, to find this is going to have ramifications all across the country. The court said, number one, buying ammo is a Second Amendment protected activity. And when they said that, they engaged the Bruin standard. Let me kind of explain what I mean by that. So the Bruin standard, the Bruin case was handed down by the Supreme Court in 2022, and it did a lot of things. But one of the things that it said was that if the conduct in question, buying a gun, buying ammo, buying magazines, an accessory, whatever it is, if that conduct is Second Amendment protected activity, you can then apply the rest of the test of the Bruin standard. So by saying that buying ammo was a protected Second Amendment activity, the court gave status, I guess, to the argument that an ammo registration scheme was unconstitutional. Once they determined it was protected activity, the court found, number 2, that there was no historical examples of ammo being registered or background checks being run on gun owners when the Second Amendment was ratified in the 1700s. And that is the test that was created and laid forth in the Bruin case in 2022. So again, kind of a summary version. Number 1, buying ammo is a Second Amendment protected activity. And number 2, there's no example in our nation's history of gun owners having to go through a background check, having their name in a database as a condition of buying ammo. As a result, the court struck down, absolutely obliterated this ridiculous law in California. Now, Bonta tried one last desperate approach. So if you read the Bruin case, and sometime if you have some time, you should do it. It's a lot of fun. Footnote 9 in Bruin was a footnote from the Supreme Court saying that background checks as a whole are not constitutional. They said in and of themselves, that's not bad if it's not too abusive, not too invasive, and etc. However, they said in this case, the Ninth Circuit said that a background check buying a gun is not the same thing as a background check to buy ammo, and it was totally unconstitutional. So this law is struck down not just for Kim Rhodee, but for the entire state of California. Ammo is flowing into California right now in very real time. We're very proud. AFA's legal team filed probably the nastiest amicus brief that was filed in this case, and we're very pleased to see the outcome of this case. Again, this is about much more than California. So New York has a similar law on the books right now, and other blue states were debating the exact same thing this year, but we know from our state operations, they held off because they wanted to see what happens in California. So a victory achieved in California will hopefully pay dividends to gun owners all across the country. Now, we're not out of the woods 100% yet. Gavin Newsom has a couple of options. Number one, he can appeal this case directly to the United States Supreme Court. And boy, do I wish he would do that, because if he did, and if the court granted cert, Gavin Newsom would get his absolute ass beat by the Supreme Court, and they would strike this down nationwide. That's one option. The other option is he can simply take his beating, take his defeat in court, and let it go. That's option number two. He may take that. What's more likely is he goes for option number three, which is an appeal to the entire Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. This Ninth Circuit victory was done by a 3-judge panel. So what he could do, what Gavin Newsom could do, is ask the entire bench to re-review the case and see what they have to say. That's going to be a very interesting tactic, because right now there are 16 Democrats on the Ninth Circuit. 16 justices appointed by Democrat presidents, and there are 13 appointed by Republican presidents. So it'd be a very narrow margin, you would hope, either direction if they go that way. So we're going to have to wait and see. AFA will be all over this when the appeal is announced. But again, the victory here for gun owners is not just in California. It affects all of us in all these blue states across the country. Guys, have a great day. Share this video. We love getting big wins like this. Much more to come, and stay free.